Hi guys, Ri here, and let's continue with our mech. So now what we're gonna do is create some legs, okay? So now I haven't decided yet, to be honest, which way I'm gonna go with them. So what we could do, right, let's just quickly assemble a few pieces in here, okay? And I'll show you what I mean. So let's grab this and let's actually duplicate it one more time and grab this one. Okay, so what we could do, right, is we could go with, let me just move them a little bit to the right side so we can actually see what we do now. What we could do is, well, we could run them this way. Okay, so we could run one here a little bit bigger, right, and then another one here, okay, like this, right, of course bigger, something like this, and then even a little bit, going a bit down like that, and then we could run another leg here, another part of the leg somewhere here, and of course a bit shorter. So let's turn the box cutter on, and something like this, right? And this is a little bit too short, in my opinion. So maybe a little bit longer, maybe something like this, and grab a feet, and not the plane really. Cube is gonna be better for this one, and grab it in here, and create some kind of a feed, right? So this could be one idea, and we will need to fix, of course, the central point of this mech, because we need to think about the gravity, right? We need to think about the where's the center of the mass of this mech. How these feet would affect the way it walks, the way it stands, the way everything, right? So let's say we would have something like this, right? And let's just make a very quick feet here. Okay, so something like this, right? Would this make sense in terms of physics, right? This feet probably could be larger, so it could be like double feet, so like a claw here and claw here, or like two in the front. So what we could do is simply do something like this and make it narrower, and rotate it like this, and then mirror this to the other side, right? And then cut it somewhere here, and then oops, no, I mean just these ones, right? So cut them. Cut these ones right somewhere here, I don't know, and create a mirror image of of these ones, right? So mirror them to this side, but let's apply sharpen. So mirror them here, and RZ, and rotate them on this axis and make them a bit smaller, and do something like this, right? Just a draft. But what I'm saying is, like, would this make sense? I don't think so, because the central point of gravity, I mean the central point of the mass of this mech, in my opinion, right, is somewhere, it's not at the front, it's not really at the back, it's kind of like a bit behind this z-axis, okay, somewhere here. So it would need a lot of support at the back, right, which means these feet should be maybe a little bit more pointing down more aggressively, or maybe they should run this way. So make this longer, all right, maybe not that long, okay, and this should be at a different angle, you see, like this, right? This would make a bit more sense, okay, because at the moment I think that this would support this mech a little bit better, right? That looks pretty menacing as well. So let's drop it to the other side. Of course they're too thick and everything, but what I'm saying at the moment, what I'm trying to capture is the balance of these feet. Or we could run them the other way around, from this side, right? So this could be run from different angles. This could be more steep on the other hand, right? And this could be a little bit running this way, have some pistons in here, not pistons, what do you call them, those I forgot the bloody name of this thing. Let me fix this mirror here really quick. Let me remove this mirror, because we mirrored it let me see this one's right. Let's remove this mirror and mirror this across this one. There we go. And then rename this mirror to something like this, and then you can mirror it across again. So double mirror. That didn't work. Fascinating. Let me try this again. Mirror 1, and then it should work. So fine. So let's just apply this. This one will not work that easily, so let's just apply the mirror, and or in fact, you know what, just apply everything. Operations multiply, because it doesn't matter. There you go. So this could work as well. This is actually pretty cool, and it's a little bit more like seated down, if you know what I mean. So it's more aggressive even, because the taller the legs get, right, the less aggressive the mech's gonna look, you see. Now they're not wide enough. Okay, these legs should be much wider, and I'll tell you the reason. The reason being, we're gonna actually implement some, introduce some a bit narrow cylinders here, and some mechanism that allows him to move the legs to the side as well. Okay, because you can't have legs running on one axis, so just back to front this way, but they need to also swivel outside, otherwise this mech would be paralyzed in terms of walking. So we're gonna create some massive mechanisms in here that will support the walking and movement of the hips and everything, right? So just temporarily I'm gonna drop this on one of them, but what I mean by this one is that these legs gonna be outside like that, okay, which will actually add a bit more aggression to this mech. You see, this pose is a bit more balanced now, kind of stationary, and that's what we want. So the legs gonna be chiseled a bit, they're not gonna be so thick, but more or less I think this would be the way to go with this guy. We can copy these. Okay, so let's just simply Shift D and P to its own selection, and let's Alt click this and simply move this one outside and mirror this across. Double mirror here as well. I have the sphere. There we go. So let's try again. Mirror across. Boom. And let's actually make it thicker. Okay, so it makes sense. So like this, and it runs some mechanism in here, and Shift it and Shift it, and we're good to go. So we can actually snap it to the surface. So go here to this option, click on face, and align rotation to target, and hold Control. So G and hold Control, and this will literally align this to this feet. So it's gonna shift the angle a little bit because we move the legs outside, you see. So, and then GX, and move it on the x-axis. So somewhere here, right? Same with this one, G, Control, and GX, and move it here. There we go. So let's fix it, and Bob Janko. Something like this. I mean, it's not a perfect representation of what we're going to go for eventually, but this is looking pretty massive. This is looking pretty stable. It looks like it could, because these guns gonna pack a lot of punch, which means there's gonna be a kickback on the guns, right? Let's apply all this junk and copy this to the other side as well. So what we want is for this mech to have a lot of support at the back, so when the kickback happens from these massive cannons, it's not gonna just fall backwards, right? So it needs to be extremely stable, and we'll think about the legs, but this actually looks pretty cool to me. We can play with some kind of designs in here and whatnot, right? So make them a little bit less less crazy, or the other way around, make them wider towards the bottom, you see, which will actually emphasize the power of these legs, this mass and structure and whatnot. We can go here and Control Q. Again, Control Q is a shortcut, so this is it's a hard ups menu. So if you go here to Operations, and in fact Mesh Tools, and here Align, So I have it assigned to Control Q. So to assign this to Control Q, first you would need to remove Quit Blender. Okay, so when you go to Key Maps, Quit Blender is under this key mapping, so not add-ons, key map. Come on, there you go. Quit Blender. I see I have it removed, so you can remove it in here because I don't need this Quit Blender junk. So I simply remap this key to this option. So go to Operation, Mesh Tools, and simply right-click here and change or assign shortcut and Control Q. So Control Q, and this is an align tool from Hardop's. If you press H, you can see more options here, but at the moment we just need this one. So click, left click, and all we need to do here is just simply perform a few cuts. Nothing fancy, right? Nothing fancy, just a few cuts, and that's what we want, right? Just to introduce a bit of a shape, okay? And the same with this one. So grab the face, Control Q. Fantastic tool developed by ST3. Genius for Hardops. Absolutely love this align tool. And clear these corners so look a little bit less edgy. And there you go. All right, so now let's see. There you go. Now it looks pretty cool. So that's our max legs, more or less. But I think we're looking pretty decent. These feet might be a bit too crazy, maybe a little bit less insane, something like this. So it looks a bit more agile. But then again, I really need support at the back, somewhere here. I need this support. So maybe actually this is pretty cool. These huge, massive legs. Because it's a walk-in war machine, right? It's not supposed to be a fast-moving mech. Although it could, because it's a bipedal. So you could actually, go into run mode. But essentially, that's not the point of this war machine, right? Well, I think we're ready to start working on the blockout properly, because the proportions are actually caught pretty well, I think. I like it. I like it a lot, to be honest. I think it's pretty cool. These legs could go the other way as well. So you could go like here, here, and here. But I think, I like this way, for example, you could go from here, here, and here. But I think this looks pretty dope. I mean, we could try something else later on, but this is pretty cool in my opinion. If you don't know what I mean is that, let me show you. So there's another way of running these legs, right? So let's grab this all these elements and put them into legs 1, right? And we could actually create legs 2 idea, so kind of like a concept. Don't be afraid of concepting around with your stuff, okay? Because it's important to take it easy and have some fun, because you never know what's gonna fit best. It's sometimes hard to say, and it's important to experiment sometimes. So we can run them from the other from the other side. So we could run them from here, right? And from this angle, okay? So Shift D and do something like this, and this could be actually longer like that. And another one in here, right? So like this. But in my opinion, this doesn't look as menacing, as the other one, right? The other set of legs. I just think it's too, this could be a little bit shorter. Could be something like this. So this could be a little more diagonal. Vertical. So it's gonna be a bit more aggressive, maybe a bit shorter too. And you could have this shin in here like this, right? And then feet on the bottom. So this could be in fact shorter too. Something like this here, and then cube and feet here. And the feet should actually have some kind of a joint here that's gonna allow the feet to work as well, right? So probably another cylinder or something, or something like that. But I honestly, I think that these feet don't look as appealing, right? Let's delete them as, where is it? let me just collapse all these. Legs one, these ones, right? Yeah, this just looks really cool, I think. This looks really cool. So I think we're gonna go with these ones. We need some mechanism for the feet, of course, as well here, but you know, it's gonna be in different videos. Okay, guys. Well, I think the blockout is done. In fact, these legs possibly could be a little bit taller. I mean, longer. I don't know. Let me see. Let's just grab this, except for this one. So one more time, right? And in fact, you know what? I don't want to select these as well. So I'm just gonna select these and the feet. I mean and let's extend them a little bit. Maybe a bit taller. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, a bit taller is better. Now it's kind of like towering. It's like really, I think it's improved the scale just a little bit. So you see, a bit of adjustment can bring some joy to your design. Love it. Okay. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video, and we're gonna start really working hard at this form, okay? See you soon.